People make things out to be that they're not. And that's what annoys me. Again, the point of church is to build a relation with Jesus. A lot of people mistake in that. A lot of people make it seem like that if you're a Christian, you have to go to church. It helps build your relationship with Jesus, but that doesn't make you not a Christian because you don't go to church. That's Real Talk with K.M.B. and peace. We out. Oh wait, I didn't even do the podcast yet. Oh, what's up, guys? Sorry, just working on the outro. That's actually my favorite part of the podcast, because then I don't gotta talk anymore. Wait, I love talking. That's why I made a podcast. That's not the point. Today, we're gonna talk about mega churches and testimonies and just church in general. You know, this is the end of the segment for the month, Christianity. Our next month we're gonna talk about addiction. So that's gonna be really fun to do. And then December we're gonna end the year off with social media, because it's crazy. Because I actually started off my first ever podcast I talked about social media. So it's like, why not end the year with that? So that's probably gonna be really fun to make. But today, like I said, we're gonna talk about testimonies and churches and how you kind of become a better person going to church and following Christ and just being closer to him and building that, like I said, building that relationship and becoming a better person and more at peace with yourself. And a lot of people don't understand that. To me, testimonies are one of the coolest stories hearing. I know a lot of people that used to be alcoholics, people that went to jail, people that came from abusive families, or they once were the abuser, and they want to turn their life around, and they become better. A lot of kids that had messed up childhoods too. You go two ways. You can either become that, all that childhood trauma that you had, you can become that. So alcoholism and abusing your kids or neglecting your kids in the future. Or you can become better and you can become more lovely or loving, peaceful, and a nicer person. Again, it's the way how you want to look at it. And following Christ helps that a lot. And a lot of people don't understand that. I thought it would have been really cool to get somebody on here to talk about their testimony, but I couldn't really. I guess I never really asked around, so that was kind of on me. But I really wanted to get this subject off my chest. Mega churches. I actually go to a mega church myself. It's called Journey Church. They actually, I think they got 5 of the churches now. But yeah, like I said, I go to a mega church, and mega churches awfully get hated on. They say that they're not Christ-like. They say they're all about the money. They say they support stuff that Jesus wouldn't support. Me, truthfully, I've been going to my church since, well, I'm 23 now. I've been going there since I was 17. Do the math. I don't feel like doing the math right now. But like I said, I've been going there for a while now. And truthfully, I think they are a really good church. And again, they are a mega church. Yeah, they might talk about money and donate here and donate this, but like I said, a lot of people always tell me, they're just like, oh, why do churches take my money? What do you mean take your money? You walk into church, do you have to pay to get into church? No. You go in, people say good morning to you, you sit down, you listen to the pastor. People go around handing out the bucket. That doesn't mean you have to give money. They're not forcing you to give money. They're not telling you, oh, if you don't give money, you have to leave. No, nobody said that ever in my church. If they do in a church, that's not right. Because again, it's not all about money. The donations go to the church. It doesn't go to the pastor. It doesn't go to somebody higher up in the church. It goes for the church to make some money and to profit things that can help others follow Christ. That's what it's made for. It's not made for greed. And that's where a lot of people mistake it. Like I said, a lot of people bashes on mega churches. Me, I feel bad for saying this, but I kind of tend to diss on Catholic churches. And it's crazy too, because my family actually goes to Catholic churches. So in a way, you can say like I kind of grew up in a Catholic church, but really I didn't. I was so young where I don't really remember. But my family consider themselves Catholic. I hear a lot from other Christians and they do got a good point. A lot of Catholic churches worship the Virgin Mary more than they actually do Jesus. I don't know for sure. Again, I was so young where I don't really remember the services. But it does make a lot of sense that people do say that. And the thing is, in my opinion about small churches, is everybody knows your business. That's why I do like going to a mega church, because you can sit wherever, and if you want to be by yourself, you're going to be by yourself. And say you have a divorce, it's so big, no, maybe some people might know it, that's seen you around, or people that know you might know your divorce, but most of the time, no one's going to know your divorce. And again, another thing in a Catholic church too is they take the whole divorce thing very serious. Again, being married, you guys are supposed to become as one. Divorce shouldn't be a thing in the Christianity life. You shouldn't just, things aren't working out, so let's end it with divorce and then marry some other people or date some other people. Or cheat because I was bored. But that's besides the point. What I'm getting at, though, in my church, for example, you say you sinned before. You take the bread, you take the wine, you ask for forgiveness. Please tell me that you're actually asking for forgiveness, not just being like, oh, forgive me, God, for what I did, and drink and then sin again. No, that's not the point. The point is actually feeling bad for that you sinned in your past, for what you did in your past. That is the point of drinking the bread and wine. Asking for forgiveness for my sins. A lot of times in Catholic churches, I never officially got my, communion or whatever it's called. I never got it. So in a Catholic church, I can't drink the bread and wine. When you're divorced, you can't do it because you messed up. Everybody knows your business. When you're divorced, you're also supposed to sit in the back of the church. They're ashamed of you for what you did or got yourself into. Again, at my church, they don't do that. You ask for forgiveness, make sure you actually are asking for forgiveness. It's not more of, oh, I slept around, or I murdered somebody, and then, oh, please, God, forgive me. Okay, I'm okay to go to church now. I can take the bread and wine. You actually, please tell me that you're actually asking for forgiveness and you want to change. A lot of times, too, at my church, a lot of people diss on it, actually. Some of my coworkers even do. They're just like, oh, that big, giant, mega church, yeah, they're all about money. What? And I even call people out. I go, what are you talking about, bro? Not once has anybody ever went up to me and goes up to me and goes, hey, you want to put $10 in our donation? Hey, you want to give us some money? Hey, man, give me your wallet and let me get that money. No, I'm just playing. Nobody has ever jumped me for my wallet at my church. That's not what I'm getting at. But like I said, people are how they're all about money, and they just kept on asking and asking and asking. And I told him, I've been going there since I was 17, and not once has somebody went up to me and tell me I need to give money to them. They ask, like when they're up on stage and goes, hey guys, you know, if you guys help us out, you know, it'd be nice to donate. But not once as I walked in the lobby and someone tells me and goes, hey, give us money. Hey, not once has people ran out to me and goes, hey, you look like you got money, you want to donate, you know, God will not forgive you if you don't give money. Not once has somebody ever said that to me. Also, another thing too is people tell me they're like, oh, I went to that church and they were just giving out hugs and to me just randomly and touching me and just patting me on the back. Okay, some people do show love in physical touch. I'm not that type of person. But not once at my church has anybody randomly just gave me a hug. Not once has anybody just randomly patted my back and said, it's okay. When I was just standing in line for coffee. People make things out to be that they're not. And that's what annoys me. Again, the point of church is to build a relation with Jesus. A lot of people mistake in that. A lot of people make it seem like that if you're a Christian, you have to go to church. It helps build your relationship with Jesus, but that doesn't make you not a Christian because you don't go to church. I wish you would, because then you can learn more about him and the sacrifices that he made for you and the things that he did for you. I encourage it. But that doesn't make you not a Christian because you don't go to church. I try to go to church every Sunday. Some Sundays that I didn't go to church, it feels weird. It just became such a routine where I like it. Sundays are now my favorite days of the week. When I was in school, I didn't like Sundays because what's Sunday? Monday. Gotta go back to school. Friday nights used to be the best. And then Saturday mornings. But now that I work, Sundays are my favorite. Wake up in the morning, go to church, do stuff with my friends, fall asleep, go back to work, it's whatever. I had that Sunday off. I had my resting day. It felt nice. And a lot of people also don't understand of the point of why a lot of jobs have Sundays off. Because God made the world in 6 days. He took Sunday, that 7th day, as his resting day. So when I hear a lot of atheists tell me that they don't believe in Jesus and they work at my place and we have Sunday off, why do we have Sunday off then? Because Sunday's our resting day. But okay. And again, people that don't believe in Jesus, atheists, what do you guys look forward in life then? When you die, what is there? What, you just gonna just think about how you're just gonna rot in a hole and become a skeleton and that's it? Like I said, starting to go to church, building a relationship with Jesus helped me become more at peace with myself. Helped me find who truly I want to become. Ever since I was a kid, I always wanted a wife and kids. I never realized how challenging that actually can be on finding the right one. But God will put challenges in your life for a reason. So when you get that blessing, when it finally comes, you got to work for things that you want. He doesn't just put it right in your hands. He'll put it in front of your eyes. He makes it a thought. He makes it a want-to-be goal. But most of the time, he'll never just put it right in your hands. The devil will. But then the devil will take over it. Like I said, reading the Bible, I never really read the Bible. I read Bible verses before. I've been doing this Bible chat thing on my phone, but like I said, I never really sat down and read the Bible. I probably should. Like I said, I watched the show The Chosen. I heard they do a really good job on making the Bible basically sing in real life. So I think that's kind of cool. Also, just like following Christ in general, I want to kind of get this off my hands. The shows that you watch, it's different. It's different becoming a Christian. You start thinking, like, is this okay? Especially why I really wanted to make Christianity on this month, because it's October. October is actually, I believe, the month that I started going to church every Sunday. And it's crazy because Halloween when I Halloween when I was a kid used to be my favorite holiday. One year, I actually dressed up as the Grim Reaper. I didn't know who the Grim Reaper was. I used to watch the show Billy and Mandy and the Grim Reaper Adventures, or the Grim Reaper Adventures of Billy and Mandy. And I used to thought he was this random character Cartoon Network came up with. The Grim Reaper is supposed to be the guy that takes you where the devil lives when you die, if you're a bad person. Family Guy mocks it a lot. Again, as I talked about it, with Seth MacFarlane claiming that he's an atheist, why you put Grim Reaper in your show then? If he doesn't exist. He mocks Jesus a lot. How you gonna mock something that you don't believe in? I don't believe in Santa Claus, but I don't mock it. But, okay. So I'm glad I stopped watching those kind of shows. Even in Halloween, that's where I was getting at. October, Halloween. As a Christian, it's one of the hardest holidays to think about. Because Halloween is supposed to be about, kind of in a way, evil spirits, I guess, witchcraft. Back in the day, apparently lighting the jack-o'-lanterns were supposed to keep away the evil spirits. I remember when I was a kid, I still loved Halloween movies and Halloween episodes on TV shows, especially on kid shows when I was a kid. Like when Disney Channel used to do Monstober. I used to love that feeling and getting so excited on what they're going to do. But you as a Christian, think about Halloween. Am I going to do it? Am I going to support this holiday that supports witchcraft? Should I even take my kids trick-or-treating? Because other Christians tell me not to. Because in a way, you're still supporting witchcraft. Because you're dressing up as somebody that you want to be. But God made you the person that you are today for a reason. It's a very difficult, challenging thing. It's kind of hard if you do become a parent and you take away Halloween from your kids, from trick-or-treating with other kids. Because I see a lot of people, and I'm going to talk about this later on in the podcast, the people that didn't grow up celebrating Halloween, when they get older in their adult years, they love Halloween because they didn't get to do it when they were a kid. So they fall back on religion. It's so hard becoming a Christian, and you used to do those worldly things, and when you become a parent, you don't want your kids to do the worldly things. But then again, when you hide those worldly things from your kids, then they're gonna find out they love to do it. You have to give your reasons why you shouldn't do it, of course, but it's gonna be challenging. Because I know a lot of people that actually grew up in a church. I didn't grow up in a church. I'll admit it, I went to church, but that doesn't mean I grew up in a church. I think for 5 years, I actually didn't even go to a church. Again, always believe in God. Always prayed. Or, it might have been, 4 years, 3 years. 4 or 3 years, I didn't even go to a church. Still believe in God, though, of course. Never doubted him. Always prayed. But I know a lot of people that grew up in the church. And then they start believing other things. They start becoming very spiritually. Because they say that, oh, in my church, you had to do this, you had to do that. What kind of church do you go to? I just get so confused on when people say that stuff. Like, yeah, it doesn't make you think of, like, oh, if I do this, is God gonna look at me right? But God is also your Father in the sky. He's your parent. He's supposed to discipline you. You're supposed to, in a way, be afraid of him. Because I remember when I was a kid and I did something bad, I was afraid of my parents finding out. I was afraid of what my dad's gonna say and how disappointed he's going to be. And a lot of people don't look at it like that. A lot of people just make church seem like all these rules, but you don't understand the peace and loving that people give in a church. The things that people do, the activities that they want you to be a part of to help you become a better person and a loving person and a more at peace person. So everybody that bashes on churches, actually go to a really good one. And I get it. It's sad for a lot of these things that you find out about some churches. Like some pastors that did some wrong. But in the end of the day, we're all still human. Just because you're a Christian, that doesn't make you a perfect person. You want to become a perfect person. But a better person. Because there's no such thing as perfect except Jesus Christ. And even Jesus Christ was hated on too. People got to remember that one. But I also think it's really cool the people that didn't even have Jesus in their life growing up. And they become the strongest Christians that I know. Because they didn't have Jesus in their life. And they know the miracles that Jesus has worked on them. And kept them at peace. Because they don't want to go back to the life that they used to have. But the people that grew up in the church and knew Jesus their whole life, they want to run away. Because they already had him. And they don't understand the things that Jesus actually did for them. But the people that didn't have him become one of the strongest Christians ever. Because they know what life is like without having Jesus in it. Because they know the sacrifices that he made for them. And a lot of people that, like I said, grew up in the church don't realize on the things that Jesus did for them. Because they just grew up with it. So they think it was more of a, just you're supposed to go to church every Sunday. You're supposed to pray. You should pray. You should go to church. But you need to know the reason why you should do all those things. To become a better person, to become more at peace, to build a relation with Jesus. And a lot of people just don't understand that. But, like I said, those people that had it the roughest growing up, that didn't have Jesus in their life, became the most strongest Christians, the most at peace, because they know how hard it is without Jesus in their life. And I gotta say amen to that. So I'm gonna say this. Everybody, just quit dissing on churches. Especially the people that claim that they're a Christian bashes on churches. I know a lot of those people too. I think bashing on church, mocking Jesus, all of that is wrong. Messed up. And if you stand for what you believe in, stand up for Jesus. I gotta start doing that more often too. But this is Real Talk with K.M.B. Peace, we out. Please subscribe. Like I said, November, talking about addiction. It's gonna be really cool to talk about. So let's get it. Peace, we out.